Right, cool. We are in episode 18. Now, my guest today, she boasts a social media following of over 100,000 followers. She's a founder of her own clothing brand, Le Maison Rouge, and a beauty business as well. She's a Fashion Nova Curve ambassador, but hopefully today we're going to find out that she's a heck of a lot more than that. Miss Liyah Rouge is in the building. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. Thank you so much. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on. This was
Thank you for having me.
No, honestly, I and your PR team, by the way, fantastic. Can I say thank you to them as well?
Shout out Ray.
Yeah. Thank you, Ray, because I didn't know if I was being a pest with this, just trying to go get information, because obviously we were meant to do this in London, and then I thought to myself, that is going to be such a trek for you.
But I really appreciate you coming down here.
Honestly, all good. You done me a favour, get to go see my mum and just tick in the box of the good son methods.
Love it.
How are you? How are things?
Yeah, I'm good. Just busy.
Yeah.
Just life gets a bit on top sometimes, but apart from that, yeah, good.
No, good. I need to ask you a question, and it's only because I'm slightly envious of you. I noticed that you went to 50 Cent's last lap tour the other day.
Yeah.
And I was meant to go with some of the boys, but we didn't buy tickets. We missed them. Can I just ask, how was it?
Oh, do you know what? It was really good. I loved it, actually. Yeah, it was nice. Nice vibe. The tunes are really good. So yeah, it was
nice one, lads. Cheers. Thanks.
Not trying to rub it in or anything.
Yeah, no, of course you're not. Yeah. Never would you.
Next time you'll get an invite.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I hope so. Fingers crossed, from him specifically. Yeah, that would be nice. No, amazing. Cool. Now, Liyah, I know we chatted about like a bit off mic and stuff before we started, but I think why I wanted to have you on today is because the reason for this pod and why I'm doing this is just kind of get an insight into people's lives who have maybe achieved great things, whether that be through sporting perspective, influencing, or have just done very well in the chosen subject to which they work in and around. Because I feel like, particularly for yourself as an influencer as well, coming across your page and seeing 100k followers and just a grid of yourself looking great, but it leaves a lot to be left unturned sometimes, which naturally I think people fill in like a lot of the gaps of what it means to be you, who you might be as a person. So I kind of just wanted to give you an opportunity today to, I guess, humanize you in some way, shape or form, but also understand like the relationship in of itself that you have with social media as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I mean, it is pretty hard sometimes because people are very, like, judge a book by its cover and are very judgmental. So they stereotype really easily. Do you know what I mean? I always get the same thing when people see me out and they actually get to speak to me. They're like, actually, I did not expect it to be like that at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am really down to earth. Yeah. I'm sure you can tell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it is pretty hard. Like, obviously, it all looks glam and, do you know what I mean, pretty and all that, but there's much more behind it. There's actually work that goes into it as well. It's not just looking pretty and taking pictures, definitely not. One thing that I probably will say is that my manager's always on my case about showing my personality a little bit more, but it's out of my comfort zone. Like, even this is out of my comfort zone, but sometimes you just need to push yourself to do things that you're not always, used to. And I feel like for 2024, I do want to show my personality a little bit more and like kind of like show everyone that it's just not a pretty face.
Yeah. Where does it all begin? Like, what kind of starts you on this, or is there anything naturally that is like, okay, or even seeing someone and being like, this is where I want to go with this as well? Like, where does it start for you?
Do you know what? It actually started, like, I've always really, really enjoyed from a young age, like, photography, modeling, taking pictures and all that, but it was pretty difficult when I was younger because I come from a Middle Eastern background. So it's like for girls like myself, it can be a little bit hard. I do have goals and dreams to chase, but it's like I kind of need to find my leeway, like kind of find out what I can and can't do. And it's been a journey, like, from before as well. Like, there's been things that have happened that, for example, in my family's point of view, they don't agree with. Do you know what I mean? Like, my work, my pictures and all that. Although, to be honest, like, it's been a learning curve, and now I know to kind of like how I want to show myself to the rest of the world. Like, you don't really see much you know, let's say, for example, bikini pictures or stuff like that. It's just because I choose not to. You know what I mean? And absolutely no stress to anybody that does, or no judgment whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to, for example, people sometimes, you know, with like OnlyFans and stuff like that, it's like, that's something that I personally wouldn't do. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. It definitely has been a journey. It has been hard, but I feel like it's just photography and fashion that's done it for me. That's what I enjoy doing. So it's like having to do what I want to do, but then kind of like protect my family's kind of feelings, so to say. So yeah.
Yeah, I can appreciate that was you beating me to the punch on some of these questions with that.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. No, that's good. Let's jump into it. No, it's good. Because that was something, and another reason actually why I wanted to have you on specifically, because of the fact that your images and the content that you make is not hugely sexualized. I guess what we, from a Western culture, I can appreciate. Obviously, from a Middle Eastern side of stuff, it might be seen as doing a bit more. But again, was that just purely from like the background that you're from, or was there anything else that motivates kind of how much you decide to show from that perspective?
No, honestly, I feel like no matter what, whether I'm westernized or not, like I grew up in Holland, then I've come here. It's like no matter what, like I'm Middle Eastern, I'm Iraqi originally, I'm fully as well. I'm not like mixed with anything. And it's like, it's just something that I personally stand by. Don't get me wrong, like, as I said, I love fashion. It's not like I'm really modest or anything on my social media, but there's just certain things that I just don't personally kind of like do. Do you know what I mean? It's my own personal values.
No, fair enough. With regards to that list, if we can just keep digging around that. So, born in Iraq or born in Holland?
Born in Iraq, actually.
Okay, so when did you move to Holland then? Well,
I moved to Holland when I was, actually asked my mum this the other day because I thought I was 5, but she said I was 3. Okay. So I speak Dutch fluently, and that's where I grew up.
Okay, amazing. And then moved to the UK?
Moved to the UK when I was 15 years of age. Yeah.
Okay. Can I, again, you don't have to go into any detail, but what kind of motivated the move over? Or...
So it's been a roller coaster. So from Iraq, there was obviously like war and things like that. So it's like, it was pretty tough. My mum actually kind of like got up one day and just said, I still kind of remember it. It's really weird because I was so young. So you'd expect me not to remember a single thing, but when it's something so tragic, you actually do remember certain things. But I just woke up one day, she's like, we have to go, kind of thing. And we left my dad behind. He stayed. So my mum has actually been like my mum and dad both in one. She actually went to Holland, not speaking a single word of English or Dutch or anything, and just made her way there. And you know, just really appreciate her. Do you know what I mean? And I really do look up to my mum because she definitely has been through a lot, and it's all done for myself and my brother. So went to Holland again. I did not speak the language, and then had to start all over again. And then again, they decided to move. Damn it. Like, I was devastated.
What are you not doing? Just stop.
Literally devastated. But like, it's pretty tough in Holland because I just feel like it's really hard to get like into university and stuff. And my mum and dad really wanted that for me. As Arabic parents are just like that. They just want you to go to uni, want you to do all the right things. But obviously I went that way.
Yeah. Well, what was that? So what, did you finish secondary school and then just go into like the content stuff, photography, or what, when you made
so
like,
I've actually done like a little bit of like freelance kind of like modeling and stuff from a really young age. I think I was about 17, 18, and then my dad again ruined everything. No, only joking. He's only protecting me, obviously. It's a crazy world out here, let's be honest. So he is really protective, so is my mum. But my dad didn't agree to the whole modelling thing, and I get it. I really do get it, because thinking back of certain things that I went through, I'm just like, you know what? I don't blame like parents that are protective over their, you know, children, because there would literally be times where I'd literally be on set and I'd just get really weird vibes from like the photographer and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, it's mad. But as a young girl, you sometimes you don't really know how to react or what to say or how to stick up for yourself or be like, no, that's my boundary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. How have you, I guess, because that's, I can imagine that's something that even like even more so probably where you are at now with the, you know, the content that you make and like the following you've got.
Yeah.
I mean, I can, again, completely appreciate when we were trying to get this set up, you know, with your PR team. You can obviously, what's great with them, by the way, is that they do keep you safe. I must admit, I was quite impressed with how much information they wanted from me, what they needed to ask to make sure, understandably, that you'll be okay.
Yeah.
How have you kind of navigated that for yourself, I guess, as an influencer? Like, is that now because you found yourself at the level to which you are with the following that you've got? Does that then reduce potential like riskier situations, if that makes sense?
I feel like life's full of risks anyway, and you just don't know what people's intentions really are. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you have to be careful in general. But I do feel like from all my past experiences, like I kind of know what to do, what not to do, what to ask. And if I'm honest, this is why I do have obviously a manager that takes care of all this, because she won't let me, you know, agree to something, go somewhere without finding exactly what's what. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it really.
Can I ask, what is it like waking up every morning to having a following of 100,000 people or above that, you know, now? What does that come with for you? What's the experience been of this?
It's normal. Like, I'm only human. Do you know what I mean? I don't like the whole idea of like, oh, are you an influencer? Like, no, I'm just a girl that just loves dressing up, loves fashion, makeup artistry. Do you know what I mean? So it just works hand in hand. Obviously, there's pressures behind it. Do you know what I mean? But honestly, you should see me on a normal day. I don't look like this.
When you say pressures, what are they?
Pressure, I'd probably say having to complete content on time. I'm that girl that just has nothing to do, for example, like on a Saturday, and then I have to get ready and put makeup on to go and find somewhere that's aesthetically pleasing to get a picture. And sometimes, to be quite frank, like you just want to chill in your PJs, don't you? But you just have to get things done, I guess. So that's what I mean with pressure. But I don't know if you should call it pressure, but it's not one of them things where like I feel any different to anybody else. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just the way you ask the question. I'm like, no, it's just normal.
Yeah.
You know
And I think that this is like exactly the point, right? In terms of this interview today, we're seeing kind of like the amount of the following and the people that are there and like the content that you shoot and everything else, and it's just like this like an enigma. Do you know what I mean? The actual obviously not yourself, but just the following that you've created and what comes along with that, and to be able to just like hear you say, oh, it's just normal, I'm just good at something. It's like quite refreshing to hear, I guess, in some way, shape or form, because as I say, like the gaps that just must get filled in by just people just assuming 100%. That you are like you are, or how you might be, basically, with that.
100%. And it is quite annoying, if I'm honest. But I don't know. I just feel like it's just my personality as well, and just me as a person. Don't get it twisted. There's plenty of influencers out there that are really like, even I'm like, girl, please, like take a chill pill. It's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I think it just, like, I appreciate this because obviously you're asking me questions, you're getting to know me for me and like what I've been through, my past, my background. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the person that I am today. The only difference is, obviously I've made a little bit of a career of something that I enjoy doing. same way with you. Like, do you know what I mean? You sitting here doing this, the whole setup, driving down, like, you know what I'm saying? That's something that you enjoy doing and you want to, for example, make a career out of. So, yeah. But I feel like with everyone gets stereotyped in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree, but it's the individuals such as yourself, and again some of the athletes that I've had on as well, because they're just forced in front of people for being amazing at what they do. It almost feels as if that human side of you rightly gets taken away. It gets taken away, just and everyone can just say what they want, because I wonder if what it is, and as I've been thinking about this interview with you, is it because of people see like strength in numbers, and you having 100,000 people would make a lot of people think, well, she'll never see these comments that I might make about her, or, you know, the stigmas that we put across her. She won't be bothered about it because of look how like up there she is, kind of thing, based on the numbers.
I'll be honest, like with females that message me or anything, like I'm quick to reply and stuff, and I do always like show love and whatever. But with men it's like a bit of a different story. Like I don't really open my DMs very often.
It's jungle in there, is it? Yeah.
Not a nice sight.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How, I just wonder for yourself, Liyah, because again, another point that we discussed off camera that I wanted to kind of break into as well is how you might be perceived as a girl that is forcing other girls to feel pressure in how they look and things like that, and maybe they need to look a certain way, have a certain aesthetic. Have you ever, let's do a two-part with this one.
Okay.
For you yourself, do you feel that pressure from social media in of itself at all, even with who you are?
This is what I literally, when you just asked that question, that's literally what popped up in my mind. Like for me, it's pressure.
Yeah.
Never mind, like, do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. Like obviously, the following side of thing is just a number. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like someone that's got 20k might be really good at what they do. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like it's hard for a following to grow. Anyway, I feel like with me, I was quite lucky because during lockdown I kind of like stuck to it and I was very consistent, and consistency is obviously key with anything. Do you know what I mean? So I was consistent, and then it just started going up and up. And from then I just kind of took it more serious. And I'm happy that I did. But listen, it's definitely pressure for myself as well to look a certain way. Like 1 minute it's like everyone wants to be, you know, slim. Next minute everyone wants to be slim thick. Like, do you know what I mean? But I don't know, like you just have to feel comfortable within your own skin. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like no one can tell me that they're 100% confident within themselves. Everyone's got some sort of insecurity. And yeah, social media definitely adds to it. But this is why I feel like it's important for me to actually start showing another side as well. And like opening up a little bit more. So this is why I was definitely like happy to like be here.
Have you, if you don't mind me asking, that point of being confident in your own skin, is that something you've always found you've been quite good with, or has that been a bit of a journey for you?
No, it's definitely like when I was younger as well, I would definitely say that I was much more insecure, and I wouldn't say that I'm 100% comfortable. Listen, sometimes you just have to go through life and pretend, pretend you're that girl, pretend you're confident, whatever it is, what it is, because there's always someone out there that has a better body than you, someone that's better looking than you. But it's not all about the outside. I promise you now, like my main thing about me that I would say is like literally, as cheesy as it sounds, I don't care. The prettiest thing about me is what's inside. And like I'm proud to say that. So I feel like that definitely shows when people get to know me and they speak to me, they understand me for the real me, like loyal, you know, down to earth. I feel like that's so important, that someone can like warm to you as soon as they meet you. So yeah.
When you mentioned, just going back if we could as well, when you mentioned pressure and you didn't say it was the number of people, which is an education for me, because I would feel, or my conclusion was that pressure comes from keeping that number as high as possible and things like that. Where does then, if you don't mind me asking, within the social media side of stuff, what does the pressure come from if it's not the number of people?
I would probably say it's kind of like the workload. I'd be lying if I said, okay, numbers weren't anything, but like it's not like I wake up every day to see that number going up. Do you know what I mean? If it happens naturally, it happens. The algorithm is absolutely mad anyway. I can't be fighting with the algorithm. Do you know what I mean? I'd be dead by then. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like the pressure is more of like the workload.
Okay. And when can we explain workload? What does that look like for an influencer?
Obviously, if you work with certain companies, there's certain criterias, there's certain way to take your pictures. Sometimes it's hard to do it all alone. Obviously, we've got tools nowadays like tripods and this and that and the other, but it's like, if you've got, for example, a deal with a company, they expect X amount of like work to be done on a monthly basis. That means X amount of times posting a week, specific times. You just need to be on top of it and make sure that content is done. That is the pressure. Like at the moment, I'm stressed because I'm so behind.
And then you're here now having a full podcast as if you shouldn't be doing that.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna get emails of some of your companies being like, George, what? She's got content. What are you doing?
No. I will definitely be going home and completing some content. Or usually I just book a studio. That really helps because I can just bang out the content, because it is a lot, like it is. And I'm not complaining. I'm forever grateful.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It has to be done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
going into that point of obviously not wanting you to complain, but maybe just reflecting on like the negatives of like this, the lifestyle that you portray with things, the content. Do you find that there's any negatives in and around that?
There definitely is negatives. I'd probably say one of the main things is you get negative comments. Do you know what I mean? Commenting about your image. Or for example, your body or anything, you know what I'm saying? And you have to be really thick-skinned, especially on TikTok. Bloody hell, it's actually crazy world. People are just quick to just be nasty. They're not nice to each other. And I honestly don't get it. Like, I don't know why people actually sit on social media to make horrible comments. If you're not thick-skinned, I'd say I'm thick-skinned to a certain extent, but I'm very sensitive. So I feel like things like that do stick. Do you know what I mean? Stick in my mind. Like, I can't forget about it. But you just have to keep it moving. Tomorrow's another day, new start. And there's positives as well as negatives in everything, I guess. So It's
interesting you say that with the negative side of stuff, because I'm thinking this from my professional capacity being a therapist, and I'm thinking is the emotional distress that it puts you through being exposed to just like knobheads online. Like, is it worth it sometimes? Because I wonder if is there a long term. It might not be for yourself, but again, going back to that stereotypical thought of how social media can impact people anyway, whether you're male or female. But especially for girls, it's just sometimes the emotional distress like worth it though.
It definitely is. It definitely can be stressful, but they're not paying your bills. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just the main thing, really. It's like, I feel like through life you get to meet people that aren't very nice, and then people that definitely are. Do you know what I'm saying? It's much easier sitting behind a phone or a laptop or whatever, and like a what do you call it, keyboard warrior?
Keyboard warrior, yeah.
And being nasty to everyone. But I don't know, I just feel like I do try and just block it out sometimes. Sometimes I have my bad days, obviously, especially TikTok. I know TikTok is like the thing and all that, do you know what I mean? And that's a way of really showing your personality. You can just be on there, your authentic self with no makeup and all that. But it's is actually a crazy platform. People are really nasty on there. They can be.
Yeah.
And I don't spend as much time on TikTok than Instagram, because I just feel like Instagram is more work, you know what I mean? Although you can definitely make a lot of money off TikTok. My manager always says you really need to do TikTok.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I'm ready, I will.
Yeah. With where you are with influencing, and I know we've kind of touched upon the negatives, but there's a bit of a different story or maybe a different question here in terms of, are there any regrets with like this? And I maybe mean this more from as navigating outside in the community, you know, when you are out in, you know, wherever you are, having a night out and things. And do you find that you're more recognized for the page rather than you would maybe be able to have an interaction of meeting someone and talking to them just for you? Is that an impact at all? If it is there any regret in and around that?
I'd probably say no regrets, but I feel like it's always like men that are mainly the issue, you know. It's like you just get that negative type of like attention that I don't necessarily want. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether that's down to obviously the following or anything. It's not that. I feel like it's mainly like the image.
Okay.
I hate that personally, because when you get to know someone, you just want them to get to know you for you.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like I get given the chance.
Okay. Interesting.
To understand what's really inside, but then look at what's the image, what's outside.
Yeah.
And I hate that. This is why, like, I don't really have time for it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So do you reckon it does impact from like a relationship and dating perspective then with that, do you find? Just for like you looking as you do, like it's one of those where it's just like, what when you're saying that, in my mind I'm thinking, okay, fine, but what are you meant to do about it? Do you know, does that make sense? I don't know how you're meant to batter that, like the negative side of it off.
Some men are put off by the like the whole Instagram image and all that. They don't want a girl like that. But then still mess with a girl. Like, you just can't win.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just can't win. But like, I'm not in a rush. I'm not here to prove myself to people. Like, if you want to get to know me for me, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? And like, I've got my own morals. I've got my own values. If you accept that, then that's fine. We can be friends. We can be cool. If not, then it is what it is.
Okay, fine. No, fair enough. I can imagine it's difficult though, like for yourself, and also maybe for someone that did want to have a chat with you in that way of actually wanting to get to know you. Because have you maybe ever found that you'll automatically just go to the eye roll because of potentially, like, you know, other idiots that have come up to you throughout the day beforehand? Does it get a bit like, oh, just go away? Yes, that's a yes. Yeah, all right, should I ask you the next question? You know, yeah. Should we see with that one?
It kind of is a yes. It's God, like when you're walking outside and you get approached by men and stuff like that. Like, there's a way to approach a female. Do you know what I'm saying? But like sometimes it's just, I just hate it.
And this is not a criticism from me at all, so please don't feel like I'm saying this in a critical way, but I wonder, there might be people that would watch this or listen to it, and again, thinking about the kind of automatic perception and stereotype that we would add to maybe an influencer who isn't about it and hasn't had these kind of conversations, is like unfortunately is potentially just an outcome of the decision that you've made to be great at developing content like this versus another girl down the street who maybe has like 200 followers and isn't huge like that. It's crap. I just want to kind of understand, like, what is it something that you have to kind of like think about and accept with, as I build this following and as I get more confident with it, the content looks great, more eyes are going to be on me, which as a result has a knock-on effect of an increase of negative individuals having eyes on you as well. Is that like something that you think about a lot?
I don't actually think about that.
Okay.
I don't worry about it or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I do feel like I'm a strong girl. You know what I mean? I'm a strong woman. So I don't really worry about that too much. I just want to enjoy what I'm doing, be great at what I do. I want to obviously make money of what I do, you know what I'm saying, being able to support my family, myself, and it's like I'm not going to worry about everything that comes around that. And if it does, then I'll address it at that time, you know what I mean, and deal with it to my best with my best ability. But it's not something that I always worry about. Or
fair enough. No, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Could I ask around kind of like the life cycle of an influencer and like long term, I guess, because I don't think this has ever been kind of looked at. And you made a great point of like OnlyFans, like that's like blown up.
Yeah,
girls are getting like a crazy amount of money in a very short space of time.
yeah.
For yourself and like, you know, with Instagram and stuff and, you know, working with companies, what's like, is there like a long term like blueprint at all to having a career in this?
That's such a good question. Obviously, there are people out there that solely just kind of concentrate on just Instagram and take it extremely serious, and that's amazing, you know what I mean. And for me it's more like I enjoy it as well as make money off it, but then at the same time I have my own goals and dreams to chase, you know what I'm saying. So obviously you mentioned I've got my own brand, La Maison Rouge. I started that during lockdown. That's probably 100% definitely something that I want to concentrate on fully. And that's a clothing brand. So that's like my career path, you know what I'm saying. I would definitely consider myself as an entrepreneur. Like I for my day-to-day job I do like beauty treatments, so I do lash extensions and aesthetics as well. I did a course not too long ago, so still building, still learning, but yeah, it's more a hobby that's worked out well that I can make money off, and I've still got my own kind of like long-term goals. So yeah.
Do you think as maybe, you know, as hopefully it does progress and go really well with that, do you think then that would maybe turn you off from having to be like a face on Instagram? Do you think if, you know, as that develops and builds up from the label and the aesthetic business, do you think you would take a step away from blasting yourself out for Instagram in that sense?
No, I don't think so. Because do you know what? I actually just really, really enjoy like taking pictures in general. I just love doing it. Anyway, obviously I've mentioned that sometimes the workload can get a lot, but it's just, you just have to manage your time correctly and meet your deadlines and stuff. And sometimes it's hard, but I feel like I'd continue doing that regardless, as well as concentrate on things that I've still got going on that aren't so much Instagram based. But I feel like social media is such a powerful thing anyway, and I feel like with any business that you've got, Instagram's really important, and you know, all the other social media platforms like TikTok and stuff like that, whether it's aesthetics, whether it's lashes, whether it's my own clothing brand, you know what I mean? Until the next best app comes out, you have to, you know, start learning all about that again. But it's like marketing, isn't it? It's really important.
How, on the point of learning, that'd be quite interesting maybe go through with you, because again, I've started to have to learn Instagram with doing this. Like I've not actually ever looked at Instagram in the way that I'm using it now for the pod. Versus when I just used it to just keep up with mates and like pictures. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the kind of, when you say learning, what's the process? What do you have to look at in an app like this or with TikTok? What do you find?
I feel like TikTok is a little bit fit to me. I don't know if it's age. 31 next year. You didn't think that, did you?
No, I actually didn't. I would have gone 24.
But obviously with TikTok it's harder. I'd be lying if I said that I knew exactly what I was doing on that app, honest to God. So still learning. But with Instagram I feel like it is pretty much straightforward. It's just the content creation that's really the thing. I think it's what content, what engaging type of content you put out there. a lot of thought has got to go through it as well. You can't just put anything on. Do you know what I'm saying? And like schedule the post at certain times, certain dates. Really kind of try and find out what your audience wants to see. Keep an eye out on like insights, stuff like that. They're always up and down. But I feel like it's not rocket science. It's more creativity, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously you can, with businesses and stuff, you can sponsor the posts to get them out there and stuff. That's what I do with my businesses in general. But yeah, listen, I'm honest to God, like I'm still learning. There's a lot that I still need to learn, and I'm not afraid to like say it. Do you know what I mean?
No, fair enough. With regards to one of those days, going back to what you mentioned about taking like, you know, some of the stuff and some of the drops that you might have from companies like to a studio and things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe how many photos would you take on maybe one studio session versus how many will be uploaded? Just out of interest, just to put into context of how long.
You mean how many pictures do I take for
like in a studio session versus maybe how many might actually make it onto the grid?
You've not just asked me that. Do you want me to get my phone out?
Yeah. No, go on, intrigue us. Tell us.
No, honest to God, it's crazy. My memory's full. I'm sick of it. But so many pictures, and then you just have to select one or two. Just keep. Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's the way, though. I feel like even photographers are like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they've got a huge, massive memory that they could store it in. As you said, you've only got, what, 250 gigs maximum?
Yeah, no, it's crazy, but I know all the girls can relate. Yeah. We have to get the angles right.
Yeah.
If you get a friend to come, you're like, right, listen, babe, you need to keep it in here. I need headspace. Yeah. My friends are sick of me, to be honest with you.
Have you got one of those like honest friends that just has to say, Liyah, just come on now? Or do you, or what type of friend do you have to take to them kind of shoots if a friend's coming? Is it the God honest one, or is it the I need the one that maybe?
I'm not gonna lie, I need the honest one. I can't be doing with a friend that takes the pictures like this. Yeah. Like don't do me dirty like that. Do you want me to succeed? Like what is going on? Yeah, so I've definitely got friends that are serious about it, that want to make me happy. Do you know what I mean? That want to see me thrive, whatever. So they'll want to make sure that I get the correct image. Half of the time it's like, Liyah, do you want any more? Like, are you sure? Are you sure you want? And I'm like, babe, it's fine. We got it.
Would that not get in your head? If that was me, I'd be there like, what are you trying to say? Was it not good? What are you about?
No, I feel like it's patience, innit?
Yeah.
It's good to have someone with you that's like patient and that wants to get the right shot.
Yeah. On that point of like friends, and maybe looking more so from like a community base with influencers, what's that like? Because perceptually, I'm just wondering with this in terms of like internal like competition and like cattiness, or am I just being a bit negative there? And actually,
you're not being negative. No. There's plenty. Honestly, there is. I feel like a lot of girls just in general have underlying issues. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's crazy because I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know. It's something I've actually always struggled with, always. And it's actually really sad. And I don't know why, because it's like half of the time I think I'm nowhere where I want to be. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I've got so much growing to do. Like, what are you bitter about? You know what I'm saying? When you meet certain girls and they move a bit funny, do you know what? Like with me, I honestly go off energy. Energy is such a big thing. Like, you don't have to speak to me. You don't have to exchange a single word. I can feel the energy from a mile away.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's probably because I'm just a sensitive person. I'm definitely an empath. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is a struggle. Like, if you looked at me 10 years ago, I was a proper social butterfly. I had God knows how many friends. Couldn't even count them. But now it's literally about 4.
And has that been an outcome because of the following you've developed, or has that been like an active decision of like, you lot need to like drop me out a little bit and I just need like a small circle of people?
It's just certain scenarios, just like in life in general that you go through. And when you get to my age, as soon as I hit 30, I was like, oh my God, like there's only literally 2 people that really come through for me. You know what I mean? That's the milestone. Like it's like 30 when I turned 30, and it's like, I don't know. I've always struggled with giving 110% to friendships, but getting about 9% back.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always. It could be with anything. If you need me, I'm there within a heartbeat, right? But then the other way around, like, yeah. It's hard. It's a struggle. But you know what? Like before, I used to get really upset about it, really upset about it. But now it's definitely different now. I feel like I'm just stronger. I know who to prioritize. I know who deserves my attention, who deserves my love. Do you know what I'm saying? And time. Everyone else can honestly just get dropped out.
It's an interesting one with that, because again, even you saying that, you know, the I guess perception of social media, you know, some of the events you go to and stuff like that, like the GRM gala as well. Dress looked unreal, by the way, I must say.
Thank you, Fashion
But,
Nova.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fashion Nova.
But again, like there's this, I guess, perception of this, like she's the it girl, everyone knows her. She's got like probably phones buzzing off with people and events and wanting to do stuff all the time. And, you know, to hear you say, actually, do you know what? Not that you're, and if I'm putting words in your mouth, just let me know, but you're not saying that you're lonely, but it's just that it's just interesting to hear from you.
It can get lonely, I'll tell you now.
Yeah, go on.
Definitely, like it has been lonely for a bit. Do you know what I mean? And it is hard, and I feel like sometimes people just like want to do something that benefits them. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of like use you to get certain places, or to get, for example, invites to certain places, but you don't want to send me a message on a normal day to see how I am or how my mental health is doing or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's why, honestly, I am quite proud of myself, because I have come a long way. I'm definitely stronger now. I've got friends that I can count on one hand, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm very happy with that. I'm definitely doing things like coming out of my comfort zone a little bit. I actually got a puppy called Nugget.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen him.
Yeah, I have done.
Everyone's like, why would you call him Nugget?
Because
he looks like
he does look like one. He does like a fried bit of chicken, to be fair, yeah.
But that's because, I don't know, I just felt like I was going through, like, I don't know, midlife crisis. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But I just felt really low at one point, very lonely, and I just need a little pet to keep me company. But yeah.
I do wonder as well though, Liyah, because the last couple of months I've honestly started to feel the same a little bit. And that's not because I like the people that I have in and around me and who I define as my friends. They're the most amazing individuals, like love them to death. Like, one of them sat over there, do you know what I mean? Like, love that kid to bits. But we're not in the immediate environments anymore to which we were. So me and Ben went to uni together. 2 of my closest mates from school, they've both got partners now, like enjoying their life stuff, and we all still see each other. But there is also that there's almost like an increase in internal reflection now of like, George, what are you doing? Who are you with? Where is everyone? Compared to like what it was. And that for me, it's not been because like people have been like knobheads or anything, because I feel like I'm just a bit of a shitbag. Like if we're not getting on, just leave me alone. I'm not going, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to go through trying to do, if it's not working out, bye, like in a bit, like most respectful way possible. But yeah, even with that, like getting to this age now of just being like, there's just a change. Like people's priorities just are different.
Yeah, and obviously, like everyone has their own journey. Everyone's got their own path. So for one of your friends, they might be on a different, do you know what I mean? On a complete different journey and whatever. And you just find yourself like, okay, where am I?
Yeah,
like,
just
like
watching,
you're
aren't
in
you?
limbo. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's 100%. The best way to describe it, like a bit lost. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't want to be that person that regrets any of my decisions from the past or anything. But it's like, I wish that I'd done certain things a little bit different, you know, like in the past. And then I feel like whether it's work, friendships, relationships, anything, or even spending time with family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like family is so important now. Do you know what I mean? To me, like before I was a bit blasé, like,
Yeah.
you know, going out and this, that and the other and giving attention to like the wrong people. Whereas now it's like, it's a proper wake up call. Honest to God, when I turned 30, I was literally like, oh my God, I've got a friend that's now, everyone's getting engaged, everyone's pregnant, everyone's that. And I'm just like,
yeah. It's like the, what is it, that Justin Timberlake film, In Time, innit? When their life clock starts going, they all wake up, like this cold shiver. That's generally how it's been, like, for myself.
Well, honestly, it's like everything that happened around me has made me the person that I am now.
Yeah.
And I feel like recently I've really turned to God more.
Okay.
Like my relationship with God is so much stronger, and I feel like that's so important because it has made me happy, and you start actually seeing certain doors open up as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I never used to be that girl that, like, for example, really like did the whole manifesting thing, and but I'm that girl now, and do you know what? I'm in a happy place, and I'm happy about that. There's always room for improvement, you know what I mean? But as long as you do the correct things, I feel like you attract the right energy as well.
Can I ask, you don't need to go into a lot of detail if it's like personal stuff, we don't have to, but is there certain things, or like maybe like your top 5 things that have helped you get through having that bit of worry of seeing others living their life, but then also get comfortable with actually you're doing the right thing even so? Does that make sense?
Say that again.
So yeah, have you found with getting to that point of knowing who you are, again, for an example, you know, you started to build up that relationship within faith and God and things like that. Is there anything else that you've done that has helped you get through that time of being a bit unsure, a bit worried of who you are, where you're meant to be going?
I feel like I'm definitely closer to my family now as well. It's like I didn't spend as much time with my family like before, because it was more like about me, you know, about like a friend invites me out and I'm there. I never say no, I'm there. Do you know what I mean? But it's like you just need to make the correct decisions, and I feel like my relationship with God has made me make the correct decisions from, let's say, now moving forward. It's like being closer to my family. For example, mums are never wrong. Why is that? Like,
I know,
things that she's warned me about.
Yeah, I hate it. I've got one of those mums. She knows everything, and still at this ripe old age of 29, I'm still like, she's wrong at this one. I know whatever it is that she's right about. I'm like,
and then a year later, you're like, damn it, should have listened.
Yeah, I can't tell her though. Nah, not letting her have the win. No, I'll keep that one quiet. She'll be like, oh, how was that situation such? I was like, yeah, mum, it's sorted. What I said, yeah. Nice one, you sausage.
But yeah, that's it really.
Yeah. Do you not think though, just out of interest on that, just that the choices you made previously was just like a coming of age thing, like just you're in your 20s, just going have some fun?
100%.
Because I know you mentioned about making the right decision, but like, was that just not the right decision for you at that time, at that age?
100%. Do you know what it is? I feel like it definitely comes back to like my like what do you call it, my being Middle Eastern, my heritage, my culture, everything. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, when you've got a child and you keep saying no, and then they want to go and do all the things that you say no to, and then it's like, do you know what I mean? It's just messed up. I feel like personally, I would do things completely different if I was to have a child now. Do you know what I'm saying? Again, it's like that feeling of like being in limbo, because it's like I want to do the correct things by my, for example, religion or culture and all that. Then you're over here and it's like everyone around you, your friend circle, are doing the complete opposite. Do you know what I mean? So at a young age, obviously I've made my mistakes along the way and I've learned from them and I've reflected, and this is why I don't want to regret anything, because that's just made me who I am today.
Is there an because it's difficult for me to compare it for you and your life experience, isn't it? Because you've again just going back to the culture and things like that. Like you've grown up in and around Middle Eastern culture at home, and then as you say, you leave the front door and like the West is in front of you. It's a bit more liberal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As someone who has grown up from in and around Middle Eastern culture at home, what is the difference, or what makes it so difficult? Because maybe some people that aren't very well educated, again, luckily for myself, the environment I grew up in, and engaging in athletics as well, I get I'm in front of a lot of people from different cultures, whether it be Middle Eastern, black culture, stuff like that. So I guess we have that education, but just for people maybe listening, why is it quite difficult to navigate between Middle
Both
Eastern
worlds.
and what is it, do you think, for you in your own lived experience?
I feel like the way you carry yourself, the company that you keep, the way obviously you dress and stuff like that, like till this day, me wearing this, for example, if I didn't have this long coat on, my dad would be like, why are you wearing that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, there's nothing wrong
Yeah,
with my outfit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like constantly, it's so annoying, but I don't know, it is hard. It's multiple different things, like it's culture. It could even be like partners, like anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just feel like because I am quite a strong personality, and because I am like a strong woman, my family are starting to accept me a little bit more for who I actually am today. It's still difficult with some part of my family, like.
Yeah. Has mum and dad's like attitude shifted at all since like being here? And I mean, more so probably in in the Netherlands too, because I would argue in some respects like that is probably like the poster child of liberalism, right, over in like the Netherlands and things. And coming here, obviously we're quite a liberal country, but the Netherlands is the Netherlands. Have you like, has there been a shift in them, like as they've kind of grown in the UK and stuff, or not so much? Do you think?
I feel like my family, like especially my mum, they take it quite easy on me. Like I'm quite lucky compared to like other like Middle Eastern girls or whatever. They go really hard on them. They're very strict on them. But I do feel like I've actually got quite a bit of freedom, so I am lucky in that sense. You know what I'm saying? And like Holland compared to here is obviously different, not extremely different, but it's still different. And it's so weird because literally only yesterday I dropped my cousin with his kids and like his little family back off to the airport to go back to Holland. But I actually sat down with his missus and we had like a conversation about, the whole family dynamic and stuff like that. And we even spoke about like the way people dressed in Holland compared to here. It's so different. So different. It's like if I was to wear like, for example, a glittery dress or something that's a bit short or something here, they'd be like, what's that? Why is she wearing that? But fashion is I don't know, as much as if you was to go into Amsterdam's like city centre, people are very fashionable and stuff like that, but there's certain parts in Holland that are like very basic, very simple. So they actually look at us like we're crazy.
Weirdos,
And we do crazy shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Liyah, that was really insightful, that piece, actually. Thank you. Let's have a chat about Fashion Nova. Let's get into this. Because this seems to be like a stamp of like approval in like, for me personally, going through this and contacting like influencers to come and have a chat with me on this, is that Fashion Nova and the Fashion Nova Curve side of things seems to be like that stamp of approval of like, I'm an influencer. Is that true? Or am I just reading into that too much?
Obviously Fashion Nova is a really big company. And they do have their own kind of like image. Do you know what I mean? And it's such a big website. Like, oh my God, like if you was to do a Fashion Nova order, you could be on there for 3 days searching, because it's loads of stuff that's on there. But it's a great website. Like no matter what style you have, you will be able to find something on there. And then what I do really love is that now compared to before, it's like curvy girls are it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not all about being extremely like you know, slim and skinny and having to fight to be like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like more acceptance within, like, let's say the influencing side of things, or like the fashion industry or the modeling industry, which is actually amazing, because there's a lot of girls like that's it's a normal size for a girl to be like a 12 or 14 or 16. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, it's frowned upon before. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now it's more accepted, which is amazing.
What can I ask again? I know we touched upon before mics and stuff that you didn't want to go too much detail into this. So if we need to cut out anytime, just let me know. But what has a company like Fashion Nova Curve and stuff? How has that helped? Maybe, I mean, has it helped you from like your own self-image and how you look at yourself, and being able to, you know, look great in clothing that is appropriately set for you and is thought with you in mind?
The reason why I actually really like Fashion Nova and why I actually loved to be part of, like, basically represent them as a company is because their clothing is just really easy to kind of like style, and it just fits really well. Like, everything is just super stretchy. Like, I'm wearing this Fashion Nova top now, and the material's amazing. It's just so stretchy, so when you're curvy it just literally just complements your figure better. Whereas like there's so many websites out there that I've ordered from, and it's been a struggle. And then you, for example, I love Zara. Like, I really do love Zara.
Oh, don't get me started. Yeah, go on. I want to hear your experience first, and I'll give you mine.
I love Zara, but sometimes when I go into Zara, like, I'm a size 12 up top and a 14 bottom. Yeah. I need like I don't know, like an 18 or something.
Thank you. But yeah, sorry. No, I agree. So I'm mediums in like anywhere like River Island, Top Mat, ASOS, stuff like that. I go to Zara, I need to go bang an extra large because it's like they're well small. And then when it goes, I don't know if this is just you as well, when it goes through the wash, it just shrinks. I'm sure of it. I got 2 polos from there last summer. They banged. They were so nice. Wore them both once, washed them both, and then
gone.
Yeah, I couldn't like put my hands up and then like it's kind of like a.
And it's not the cheapest, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm so glad.
It's so nice. It's so nice, but like it's the sizing, and you know what? It's upsetting because when you're like, oh my god, I can't wait to go out and shop and this, that, and the other, and then you get there and then you try the clothes on and it's like, why is this not fitting me? It makes me feel literally obese.
Yeah. Like, I guarantee that their sizes are like a size smaller to what everywhere else. I'm sure of it. I hate Zara. I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
Love and hate relationship.
Yeah. Honestly, I do. Because there's some of them like this hoodie is, and so is this actually. But these are probably the 2 items that I've had that I can confidently say have not weirdly changed size on me overnight. Other than that, I don't bother with t-shirts.
Where's it from?
Both of these are from Zara.
So both.
Yeah. And but the hoodie in of itself, like, I've washed it a few times and it's still the same length to which I hoped it would be, but their t-shirts and polos just die on me all the time.
That's not good.
It's so annoying. So when you're saying you spend all that money on it in Zara, and it's just
well, you don't have that problem with Fashion Nova.
Okay, look at you selling. Listen, what a great job. We're clipping this and we're gonna put it up as actually one of the reels. It should give you a promotion on that. No, do they do men's?
They do, yeah.
Where is it shipped though? Is it American?
From America. Okay. It doesn't take long at all. It's actually really quick.
Yeah. What's the customs charge? Is there a customs charge?
There is a custom charge on there. I think it depends on how many items.
Okay.
I think, I'm not entirely sure. So you'll have to look into it. Okay. But I'm sure it's not that bad at all, and it's worth it because the prices are actually really affordable. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what you kind of don't pay on the actual item, they always have discounts on there and stuff like that. It's actually really, really good. How do you get to having a conversation with them and becoming an ambassador with them? What was your kind of journey with that, if you don't mind me asking? I'm trying to think whether they reached out or it was my manager that reached. I think they reached out maybe. And then it was like a short-term thing. Okay. And then after that, more long-term. Yeah. What's it like for a brand to kind of pop up to you like that? Does that always make the work that you put into this feel that it's worth it? Do you know what I mean? To be noticed by the brand themselves rather than you going to them. How was that? No, it's definitely nice. I feel like if you fit their image kind of thing, you are like likely to kind of like succeed and stuff. But it does feel nice because obviously work goes into it from like creating content and putting it up and stuff like that, like taking the pictures, traveling to the studio, this, that and the other, like trying on all these outfits, getting X amount of different shots and then having to go home and edit it. Yeah, it's not like bish bash bosh dead quick, like you know what I mean. You have to make sure that the content is proper as well. So to see that work is like paying off and people actually start noticing you, that is really good. Yeah.
Liyah, this has been an absolute education. Thank you for this.
Oh, that's
I've really enjoyed chatting with you on this stuff, because it's as I say, it's just nice to kind of just put a voice to that page, basically. Like you don't just exist on the internet.
So tell me what you thought I was going to be like.
Listen, this is my podcast. We're asking me questions for. No, do you know what?
How to interview you, sir.
Yeah. Cheers, thanks. No, genuinely, I think just from this is gonna be. I promise this is not a cop-out answer. I promise you. But what I've noticed with doing this pod is that people are actually more accessible and open to experiences like this than what I first thought. I think that's a huge thing with this, and again, I've said this to when I interviewed Paris, who was the OnlyFans influencer that I had on. I get really, I find it so difficult of how do I navigate emailing someone or messaging someone such as yourself, just as a female over the lads, because I feel like I can trust the lads to be like, George, just off, I don't want to do it. Okay, fine, that's great. And it'd be the exact same for me for an influencer, a female influencer as well. But my thought process before reaching out is, how can I do this in the least uncomfortable way for you, that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable, doesn't make me look like an idiot, and for you not to have a massive eye roll of just another lad just trying to send a message. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what, like, honestly, obviously I've had a look at your page and stuff like that, but it's like the way you come across. My manager was like, obviously the way you've wrote up the email, very professional. Everything from start to finish has been professional, so it definitely has made me want to be here and I want to take the time out to come here and have a chat with you. I've not looked at numbers and stuff like that, because it's not, I just don't feel like we both want to grow. Like, I still want to grow, you want to grow. Do you know what I mean? So if you can help each other, it's amazing, isn't it? But I do really appreciate you having me.
No, pleasure. Thank you. And yeah, as I say, I think on that point again, that has been maybe like the negative preconception from my point. Now, not that you are that person, but you look at these numbers and you think, they're just gonna look at my platform and just be like, nah, what's the point? Like, and I also get it though. Like, I completely understand, like, some of the other athletes that I've reached out to, like, I know they're not gonna get back to me because they're just like on the upper echelons.
But why not still try? Do you know what I mean?
I'll still try. Yeah, trust me. I'll still be there. Yeah. I'll still ask, because, but it's interesting. Like, I wouldn't go to, I wouldn't, if I didn't get a reply from yourself or your manager, I wouldn't look at you in a certain way. I would just get it. And that's probably from more my perspective of, like, you just got to have a bit of a work ethic with stuff and work hard. Like, people are going to say no. I wouldn't take that personally. It's just, they're going to do it.
You never know. Next year you could be Maya Jama over here. Do you know what I mean?
Crazy, mental. If I had Maya there and Stormzy, that mad. What?
And me over there.
We're getting into it. Oh my god, that would be a mad episode. Imagine. Yeah, but no, thank you so much. This has been great. I hope it's
really enjoyed
good.
it.
And what
a nice talk. Yeah, I loved it. Thank you.